I think two things is my best guess. One is the buoyancy of the movie, the tone of it, kind of the tongue-in-cheek quality of the premise that something very dark at a pop concert and kids are screaming their heads off while you're having this very dark moment, but the girl next to you is like, oh, I can't believe it's my favorite song. The other thing I think may be the case is this wasn't meant for me to direct. When Saleka and I were talking about it, I was just like, I'll come up with the idea and then we'll get someone else to write and direct it. And you guys can go do it. And because I came at it with that, I was thinking of it in a way that you don't bring all your junk to the table. Like, oh, I hope you two like me. I hope you two respect me, or whatever the BS is that we tell each other that makes us suffocated. I was just trying to excite this person that doesn't exist. I was like, oh, we can come up with a story. And so I was coming up with these fun ideas and fun things to do and fun tones and a fun character for this fictional person. And then I went, that fictional person is me. I want to do it.
Knight, thank you so much for taking your time with us today in the Movie Podcast. We had the lovely pleasure of speaking with you back like last year, I think, for Servant, and we're so happy to be talking to you again now for Trap.
Oh, it's wonderful. You guys are just so, look at you guys. You guys are so friendly. Look at you. I mean, how you're such joyous. Look at your faces. You're so sweet.
We don't ever get
happy
that.
Just looking at you two.
That's good. We'll just stay here for the rest of your junket press if you see the picture of us.
Yeah.
And you can just look at us to keep the spirits alive.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get you. Could I just take this picture as my screensaver for my phone? I could just look at it at dark times, and I'll just find my happy place again.
We'll be there for you always, 100%.
This is the greatest interview we've done so far. Nothing is going to top this at the moment, to be honest. First, I want to say thank you again so much for taking your time with us, and thank you also for shooting this movie in Toronto, our hometown here, and you really showed it off.
That's so sweet. I loved it. I loved shooting there. I want to do another one there. It was, first of all, it's really close to where I live. I mean, it's an hour flight from my house, so it's very close. And I just thought, the energy there. It was just kind of a joy of being there, both in the people that I met and the crew and the cast. And as you can see, I found some great actors there too.
Yeah, a lot of great people. And next time you're ever shooting in Toronto, we'll stop by and make sure to take that picture for you.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, bring those joyous faces to the set.
Definitely, that's what we'll do. And something that we love so much about this film, obviously setting it at a concert is something that whenever we're at live music events, it feels like you're part of a movie. There's like a communal experience when you're at a concert. And I think Trapped and you obviously capture that so beautifully. But I also love that, when you were leading into this film, you were talking about how you never wanted to be closer than what the characters are to the stage. So I'm curious, how did you go about wanting to plan a concert? Because that in itself is already a huge task to undertake, but also have it in a way that you want to capture it cinematically and, have a really cool story at the center of it all.
It was this idea of trying to combine the two art forms, the art form of music concert that my daughter is a part of in her life, and kind of fusing it with a movie. And it's so challenging to do it. It's so challenging that we kept thinking, well, what's the biggest movie that's tried to do this? It was like Purple Rain. It was like, it's so hard to do, write a full album, have the album be seen by the characters in the movie in an organic way that adds to the story. It's very complex. And in this case, because it's a concert, we had to create and make a concert prior to shooting the movie. So it was, you guys could feel the integrity, that this is a window that was real, that these songs have integrity and they have an expression and they have an artistic intent that this fictional artist, Lady Raven, has in this world. You believe it. And that's just going on in the background behind Josh.
Yeah, like you said, like this is going on in the background where you're setting up so many other events, but it's so cool to see. It's like if Lady Raven, ever decides to go on a actual tour, do you know what? We'll be there because it was a banger soundtrack. It was a banger soundtrack as well.
Oh, thanks, bro. Those songs, she just, she was ready. She's 27, 28. She's make music her whole life. I knew, she was ready to do something really, special. She can be so bespoke. We had some great people that came and did features with her, and it was very exciting. But this idea of combining two art forms and the experience, because going to the movie theaters, is, I that's all I care about. You guys coming to the movie theaters and to be immersed in a concert. I mean, even when we were mixing the movie, mixing all that, how the music's bouncing in the arena and how they're screaming and the chanting and how they're singing the songs back. When did they do it? All that stuff. It was so fun to make that experience for you guys.
Speaking of your daughters, you've had such a solid year of really, it's been a Shyamalan year, I guess you could say, with The Watchers and now obviously Saleka's albums and working on the music and also Trap. Curious for yourself, what was the advice that you were giving to them about this art form, this entertainment world that you're kind of getting into now?
It's strange because it isn't quite like that. Our house, for good or bad, is, my wife would tell you, I never turn off. So it's just a one long TED talk on art. That's all. That's our house. That's what it is. So when we see something, I take everything dead seriously. So why do they use handheld on reality shows? We'll have a long conversation about that. It's everything. Everything is with intention. All of that stuff. I'll say to my teenage daughter, you know what a vision board is, honey? You put something on there and you try to make your life, and that you start to get those thoughts, and then you manifest that. Your room is a vision board. Your life is a vision board. So your room, if it's a mess, guess what? You're going to be overwhelmed by things. So these things those are like about human beings, but it's about art. And, I always espouse to them that talent is process. That's it. When someone says you're talented, they're talking about your process. So that particular tennis player, that particular golfer, that particular basketball player, look at how talented they are. Their process was superior to everyone else's. That's what you're commenting on. The same thing goes for art. And so you're hearing, this was a baby version I just gave you of our dinner table.
I felt like I was there.
I felt like we just had our TED Talk right now.
I think so. I think we're invited to the next dinner talk.
Yeah, and pass the chicken. Then I would add pass the chicken, and that would be it.
This sounds good to us. Trap was also, you mentioned that it was the fastest script that you ever wrote. What was it about? Like, did things just start coming together really quickly? What was it about the story of Trap that you're like, I have this, I'm putting pen to paper, I'm getting this faster than any of my other projects before?
There's a couple things. It's a guess. I don't know. I mean, part of this is that you'll never know because art is just this thing, But I think two things is my best guess. One is the buoyancy of the movie, the tone of it, kind of the tongue-in-cheek quality of the premise that something very dark at a pop concert and kids are screaming their heads off while you're having this very dark moment, but the girl next to you is like, I can't believe it's my favorite song, and you're kind of about to get caught for killing people. That juxtaposition is delicious and fun and made me laugh, and so I could just every day I was enjoying coming to set. When I finished the movie and handed it over to Warner Brothers, I was literally sad. I was like, I can't be with these characters anymore. I can't live this world with these characters, because it was so fun. I hadn't felt that before. Usually it's different. It's different. You feel bittersweet, but this was real loss of that feeling. The other thing I think may be the case is this wasn't meant for me to direct. So when Saleka and I were talking about it, I was just like, I'll come up with the idea and then we'll get someone else to write and direct it. And you guys can go do it. And because I came at it with that, I was thinking of it in a way that you don't bring all your junk to the table. Like, I hope you two like me. I hope you two respect me, or whatever the BS is that we tell each other that makes us suffocated. I was just trying to excite this person that doesn't exist. I was like, we can come up with a story. And so I was coming up with these fun ideas and fun things to do and fun tones and a fun character for this fictional person. And then I went, that fictional person is me. I want to do it. And I kept going with that tone of this would be fun. That would be fun, And then, so it was playful.
We love that. We also love whenever you pop up in your own movies, whether it's your voice, whether it's you, and just seeing you in this one. We're like, the whole time we're watching, we're like, when did you show up? Where is he? Where is he? Right when you did, cheers erupted. Let's just say that.
It was really, really funny. That was, I don't want to give too much away, but it's a hilarious thing to record, and it was hard for me to keep a straight face on that one. It was really, really, and you know, Josh was just on fire in that moment. So.
We love that, and we also love the love that you've had for all these years. Like, we were little kids watching The Sixth Sense all the way up till now, and we love that recently you posted on Twitter that photo on X, sorry, that photo of the fan with the signs and how it traumatized them, and all these interactions that you had. Is there any other favorite interactions you come across when you meet your fans?
I've had such intense fan interactions. I wish I had evidence like I did of that more. There's so many. I'll tell you one was I was in Paris at the premiere of The Village, and it was crazy, and security was taking me out of the event to get to the car, and there was these barricades and people were there, and they're getting me to the car, and there's this couple and they're screaming their heads off, "I can't believe you're here. I can't believe we're seeing you." And I'm like, "Hi." And they're like, "It's our honeymoon." And I'm like, "Great. We can't believe we're seeing you on our honeymoon." And I'm like, "Hi." And then the wife goes, show him. And this guy takes his shirt off in the middle of the street, and turns around, and his back is the crop circle from Signs. And he had tattooed the crop circle from Signs on his back, and he got married, and he sees me on his honeymoon. And to them, this was like,
that was
a sign. And I'm like, "You tattooed this crop circle that I drew on your back?" And I wish I'd had a camera. That's even before like everyone having cell phones and all that stuff. So it was like interactions like that. The intensity of the relationship, it means so much to me, And so when I go, like, I'm gonna go write another movie and I'm gonna go fight, sometimes you feel tired, like all artists do. This is year 30 of me. I started at 20, 21. This is you get tired, and this is what makes me go, I have to do this at the highest level. I have to push myself farther and keep on growing. Don't ever do something that's safe. Keep on risk everything every single time, for all of that, because when you do that, you get a real version of you as you make. You don't get to be the same. That's what I always tell everybody. That's not the way the world works. That's not physics. That's not biology. You can either contract or expand. Those are your two options. So if you're not actively growing, you're contracting. And so you have to fight against, especially when sometimes things go well. The worst thing that can happen to you is success, because then you stop growing. You start to contract. And so keep on fighting. So moments like that with the fans like that, it really makes me want to, there's some new fan who's never seen my movie who will see Trap or see the next one.
I wonder how long it took to get that tattoo done.
And I also wonder if they ever listen to this interview. They're like, "He remembered."
Yeah,
I know. Whoever that is, if you're in France, if you can just kind of take a picture of it now and post it, that would be great.
Yeah.
We have to talk about Josh Hartnett in this film. He is so fun. We're having such a renaissance with him, and he's amazing in Oppenheimer. I know you guys bonded over talking about that. But what was about working with Josh in this film that you're like, this is the guy to help bring Trap to life?
The way I make movies, I try to strip factors that can seduce you. So both for myself and those that are making the movie with me, we make it as small as we can, as fast as we can. I have a bathroom off the thing, but I don't have a trailer. I go, you're going to see me on set. That's what we're doing. We're making a movie. And, everything's going there. We're risking everything. I don't make a penny unless the movie makes money. Okay. So all of this stuff, I'm all in, and I'm going to risk it on whether we do it or not, whether we do the backflip and land it or not. I'm down. And that way I get, for me, the best version of me. I used to always think about skateboarders, they jump off. How did they learn how to do this? They did this double flip thing and they land on a skateboard. There's no safe way to learn how to do that. You have to risk breaking your bones hundreds of times to learn how to not break your bones. And you learn incredibly fast this very complicated thing. And that way I'm kind of creating the stairs so I can break my bones every time, so that I'm alive and all that stuff. And that will only draw cast and crew who are ready to do the same. And Josh is this superstar, good looking, charming, buoyant. He, could have been anything. Could have been Superman, Batman, could have been anything, right? And he risks everything all the time. And he came to me and goes, let's go. The more dangerous it is, the better. And I'm like, let's go, bro. Let's jump off those stairs. And so the right actor at the right time comes to me on these projects, and you get to do something really different, something that we couldn't duplicate. And hopefully, what I believe is give, one of the best performances of the year. It requires that kind of leap.
It does, and there's total trust there, and you see that on screen, and obviously you have it feels like you have a wonderful rapport with one another. So I really hope that we get to see him return in whatever you get to work on next, and we're just so grateful again for you sharing your time with us today, and I hope we get to talk to you again. Yeah.
I would love it. You guys are so sweet, genuinely. Thank you so much. It's a joy talking to you guys.
Thank you, and we'll be sure to, get you a picture if you need it, just for...
Got it. Yes, my phone screen.
We got you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.